Hi everyone, my name's Rob, and tonight we're going to talk about some of these professors and scholars and people that are working their butt off studying, reading papers, and really pulling out some evidence and sharing it with all of us. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of good ones, and after watching what this guy put in his class and how he started this off tonight, it did something for me, okay? And normally this guy's a dick. You know, he's all about the science and get to it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, to see him give other scientists that are on the same path, man, the puzzles, it's like a puzzle piece, man. So we all have to work together, okay? So pay attention.
Many of you have watched my cosmic climate catastrophe video. Many of you follow Ben Davidson over at Suspicious Observer. Many of you have seen the entire video registry over at Doug Vogt's channel. So when I say terms like micronova, solar outburst, pole shift, Adam and Eve story, you know what I'm talking about. But let's get to the science, and let's learn something together. We can unravel a lot about our entire past by looking at the data set in front of us. The Epica Antarctic 1.6, the Vostok Antarctica 1.6, the GISP 2 Greenland 0.9, and the ocean sediment data, all overlain. And they all corroborate each other on global temperature departure. The pink line is the modern normal, which is the baseline for what we've been living in recent times. If you want to know about climate catastrophe, you can see a 100,000 year cycle here repeating. And it's repeating in a pattern, like a heartbeat, with smaller cycles. And we've just gotten another major pulse, like back here. Boom, 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 like a drum beat. And since 1989, I thought that the Milankovitch theory explained this. But it's too erratic. It looks electric.
That made me feel sane.
It's hypnotic.
Because that's what I thought too.
But it is a repeated cycle that is proven from all data sets worldwide that correlates to something big, something otherworldly, outside of Earth. It's a cosmic signal, a cosmic catastrophic signal that we're just getting our grip on. Now we know a lot about the heliospheric current sheet. It's the surface within the solar system where the polarity of the sun's magnetic field changes from north to south. And we can image it three-dimensionally. So you can see the scale of the sun and the planets, not the scale, but you can see the three-dimensional dynamics. And this is what the 11-year solar cycle is all about. Interplanetary plasma in a sheet. 99.9% of all the mass in the universe is this plasma.
Now, where these guys fail to explain a little bit is that, you know, with the spectral or the lines there, they're not just using carbon dating, and they've stepped it up a little bit, man. They're using radio waves and light waves to measure carbon dating. So it's gotten pretty damn accurate to right to a, you know, it's pretty nice equipment. So all the gear and telescopes that, you know, they're out in space like Schoh monitoring the sun. There's just so much gear out there. That's where they're getting the data. They're actually looking at it. Now, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time, you know, going over one guy's video, because you can look him up at Oppenheimer Ranch or Magnetic Reversal. You should subscribe and watch every video of all these people I want to show you, because they're just intelligent, smart people that just things you're gonna need to know, man. So pay attention, man. We're gonna go down to the next one. This guy's the one who's, I feel, figured it out. This is Douglas B Vogt at the Diehold Foundation right here on YouTube, man. You can, watch. He's got, 30 video, or a lot of videos, man. And he's teaching a class. He's not making up some bullshit video. He's standing in front of the screen giving you a freaking his lifelong education, man, with philosophical, all the hard sciences, man. Okay, this is Dr. Tamitha Skov. She's studies the sun and does space weather news, and she has a mini course on her channel with 60 videos, man, of a class. It's a course, an actual course. You can go through and study all the dynamics of the sun. And what I like about Professor Skov is that when we're getting into the hard stuff, she says we're all learning it together because it's new. Okay, so this guy's figured out, he's an electrical engineer, and Dr. Prat from Los Alamos, and this is where all this crap started, man, when we figured out how to blow up a nuclear bomb in New Mexico and set it off on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's when they found out what the fuck the round beads with radioactive isotopes and fusion tracks, because we've seen it all over the desert and in Japan, okay? So that really happened, man. People were incinerated, okay? Listen, I'm 53 years old, and I come from a day when we were landing on the moon, man, in second grade, and now all these years that, studying this stuff, and the technology's getting even better, so you're getting better data, and it's starting to make way more sense, So it explained to me why the astronauts came back from the moon with a gloomy look. It's because what the fuck they found, man. Any human being that had a heart would do that. Alright? So we're going to move on. Let's see. This guy's got it figured out, though, man. This is the electric universe, and that's what the fuck it is. Magnetic fields and radiation, man. And there's Dr. Nutjob, but that's Diamond. I like it. He's a good teacher, man. He'll teach you how to grow food. He'll go over the data with you just like suspicious observers will. And you got to give Graham Hancock the shout out. Randall Carlson. Let's see. Here he is. Suspicious observers. Ben Davidson. Okay. Now some of these guys are quacks. You can't make sense. But Joe Rogan, he's a sensible guy. I like who he interviews. He likes the scientist, man, and he asks reasonable questions, because some are the questions I'd fucking ask. Okay? So we're going to move on. This one is fascinating. This guy here, he'll teach you all about biology, man, and what cells are, what they look like at the molecular tiny level with gears and motors swimming through sperm cells. Okay? So let me tell you, study up, man. You have to know them all. I mean, not, basic at least. Okay? There's the electric engineer. And, if you get a chance, watch every single one of these videos with Joe Rogan, Randall Carlson, and Graham Hancock. And I'll tell you, these two guys, they'll school you, all right? This guy here has been all over the frickin' world. He's not an idiot. He's an awesome writer. He takes all these scientists' work and puts them all into one so that we can all understand it, the dumb down that they've made us. All right, so these two interviews are great. This gets more detail, 2016, 2017. This theory that these guys got that's pretty far out there, but it sure does explain. It explains one thing to me, and the Diehold, Dr. Vogt's deal is, or Professor Vogt, I'm sorry. what he says is that people, advanced civilization that's millions of years older than us, and these guys are saying that Jupiter and Mars were making these shapes because they were much closer. But if the sun novies, it pushes everything back, man. So think about it. You can see these fucking stars going off. That's why these guys made shapes. You know, another thing, this electric universe, Dr. Prat, they put the symbols all over the world, okay? And they can make them symbols happen in experiments in the laboratory. The guy worked at fucking Los Alamos, man. Come on. During Nagasaki and shit. Get with it. Wake the hell up. Look at that beautiful picture, man. That's real shit. They do that with deep field, probably, and radio telescopes that are out there. You know, and they take the pictures and they melt them all together, and that's why you get these all pretty colors. I think Professor said Professor Douglas B Diehold. I think he said they add the colors in, but they actually get the radio. I'll have to read into that a little more. I was just getting to that, but these papers are hard to find because these assholes are being stingy, man, with the telescopes. So you actually have to go to the class and get certified, man, like me. All right, so just so that you know that you're getting the real deal, unless the Diehold guy's giving it to you, the paperwork, or if this guy's sending you a fucking email with papers, or if this guy's sending you some shit in your email about him and all these people. I don't know about him. He didn't make no sense. He's a pussy, seemed like. Write your fucking paper, dude. Anyway, see. Suspicious. There's plenty more. Let me show you another one. It's way in here, but Randall Carlson. You gotta watch all his stuff. He'll school you on every freaking thing. He knows it all. He's up there with Dr. Vogt, but he ain't quite put it together. He's afraid to say anything to scare everybody. Here he is, Randall Carlson on the fucking news. We're watching that. Look at this.
Any comments, Doug?
Shit.
Only pay for what you need.
Don't pay attention to these.
Only pay for what you need with Liberty Mutual.
YouTube's poison.
Con Liberty Mutual solo pagas.
There's so many bad videos on
Only
this.
pay for what you need. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Come on. Fucker.
And from the National
No, this guy talks too much, but he's honest. Well, listen, Randall Carlson on the freaking news, listen to what he says.
Bizarre and freaky.
This guy's putting his reputation on the line, man.
Even though this happened more than 150 years ago. Now, stay with me.
This excites the shit out of me, man.
This is really important stuff,
It
actually.
should shock all of you.
28th.
But I'm proud of each and every one of you teachers and professors. Believe me.
1859. The Civil War had not even started yet. Abraham Lincoln was still going around giving speeches out in
get with
Illinois. But on that night, the night of August 28th,
The sun.
right, 1858.
Get with it, motherfucker.
Some guy named E.W. Culgan noticed something really weird. Something that he had never seen.
Come on, dude.
So Culgan,
These guys are a waste of joke. I don't even. It pisses me
in
off.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania
Waste
at the time.
Randall's time.
Telegraph.
Shut the fuck up, man. Come on.
And back then, a telegraph was like what the
Can't
internet
stand
is today,
listening to this guy.
Right? The internet today, telegraph.
That's
back
why
then.
people are
He was
stupid.
the
It's because of
high
him.
point
People
of
like
the year,
him.
1859.
Trust me.
Suddenly, this.
That's why people are
looks
fucking
down
stupid.
At the wires that are connected to his telegraph. And
I'm
he
putting this whole
notices
video on
it's
YouTube.
getting
I
hit
don't
with
even give a
currents.
shit.
And these currents are so
Come
strong.
on. We're
that
skipping
it
out
melts
of.
the
We're
wires,
fucking getting.
right?
Get Randall on there.
Suddenly, quote, streams
Asshole.
of fire burst
Jesus
through the circuits. Colgan wasn't the only one, by the way.
I got the wrong video,
Operators
maybe.
all over the country reported the very same thing was happening
Let's get
to
freaking-
them at the very same time.
Let's get Randall on there, because this guy's
Come
a
on.
babbling
They're
moron.
actually being
I'm sure
shocked
people
by
will
the
agree
sudden
with me, man. Right? Oh, wait, where the fuck is it?
Power surge. I don't
Come on, Randall.
mean like shocked. I mean shocked, like electrical
Yeah,
charges
come on,
going through.
man. Right there's Randall. Listen to Randall.
To a super flare from the sun
1859.
that our planet has seen.
Because you just
in
got to the
modern times,
fucking
of course.
point, you know? Waste people's
So what's
time.
a super flare? Well, Think of it this way. So it's a giant burp, right?
A super flare is not a giant burp. It's serious. It's a CME and solar flare.
Than the Carrington event that they experienced.
But I don't even think they call it prominence.
Did knock out our telegraph infrastructure. Everything. They had to redo.
Scientists say,
then again,
these comments suck. Get that off TV.
Can you imagine
this guy, I hate that. Let Randall tell the story.
Or a worse super flare would do to us today.
That's why I hate this.
Think about this.
Try not to watch this too long.
Scientists say it would not.
Jeez, get to the real fucking scientist, motherfucker.
Computers, phones,
This drives me nuts. It really does. It's stupid. Look, he wasted half the fucking interview on that shit. Can you believe it?
That Randall Carlson is a geological.
Look how much time he fucking talked.
Who is good enough to join us now live from Atlanta.
This irritates me.
He understands this.
Because this guy's a fucking genius.
I've been reading on it all day. And he's good.
Sorry, I don't mean to get upset, but this is my teacher, man. This guy who got me started.
Podcast where you
years ago.
Actually think these super flares that might be forthcoming, if you agree with that, have actually visited our planet oftentimes.
Suit on and shit. I ain't used to see that.
We've never really gotten a good grip on that. Can you extrapolate that out for us?
Let him talk.
Sure. Well, you just elaborated on the Carrington event of 1859, and that was, of course, the most recent one that, was of that particular scale. Although there have been quite a few others. For example, radionuclides are showing up in ice cores, showing that there have been equivalent events multiple times in history. One huge event that was dated to 660 BC, another one that was dated to 775 AD. Then there was the
sunspot,
coronal mass ejection of July 23rd, 2012, which was probably even more powerful than the Carrington event of 1859.
It blew off a big ball, like
directed
moon-sized debris.
Earth. If it had hit the Earth, we would probably still be recovering from that event.
Matter.
But luckily, we were it crossed Earth's orbit about 9 days apart from when our
just missed it in 2012. So the Mayans weren't so far off, man. It missed us.
You just said that one missed. What if it had not missed? What if it had?
We would have had fires all over the place. People would die.
Speaking, what would happen to us?
Might flip the magnetic
power plants
field.
would go down, substations would go down, transmission lines, cell phone towers would go down. There'd be pretty much a collapse of the electronic grid system.
Most of the water would evaporate.
And it could last,
turn to battery acid.
On the severity of the event, anywhere from days to weeks.
Berkeley currents, it's electricity.
To get back online. This would mean that,
those are,
basically large portions of the planet could be plunged into darkness. No electricity, no means of communication.
That's all Berkeley currents. See the magnetic field spinning around with our
refrigerator gone, air conditioning.
That's a good example of that too. That's perfect.
Pumping stations are going to be down. Therefore, you wouldn't even be able to flush your commode.
He don't feel comfortable talking to this guy.
For portions of the Earth, it would be like going back to the Dark Ages again because we become so dependent. Our, the thousands of satellites that we depend on for our global telecommunications
and all of our data from the space and heavens and ground, weather, climate.
A major event, and NASA in 2014 estimated that there could be about a 12% chance of having a Carrington level or greater event.
That's right.
Within the next 10 years.
We're in a clock cycle, man.
So this is a very real thing. It's not hypothetical. It's not science fiction.
No.
There was even a minor event that happened in. I believe it was 1989. Yes, it was 1989. There was a relatively minor coronal mass ejection event that caused major power outages in Quebec, Canada.
I read about them papers.
Being out without
I read those journals
from several days up to several weeks.
Back then,
and that was a relatively minor event.
I'm curious.
So we're learning a whole lot more about the sun than we knew even a few decades ago.
Yes, we do.
I'm curious.
Because Schoh, Yoko,
I'm curious. Go ahead. The question.
all the other.
Interrupt you, and I could listen to you all day. You obviously are very.
This guy pisses me off. Makes me lose my train of thought.
Right now are probably watching half jaw drop.
No, we're not, because we know about it. You're just stupid.
Like for all of us being from South Florida, I know what it's like to go after a hurricane where everybody loses their power, their electricity, they don't have running water. This is usually a week, maybe two.
No,
I
we're
can
done,
imagine this
dude.
would last a lot longer.
Think the oceans would turn to battery acid.
As well.
Electric charges hit it, right? I don't know.
Like if it happened in China, we wouldn't feel the effects here, or vice versa?
We'd
It depends on the extent. If it's a short-lived event, obviously
they're calling for a nova, man. We see them all out in space.
When that solar, when the CME comes in, what it does is it compresses the Earth's magnetosphere on the front side and creates a long magnetic tail on the back side of the Earth. So it all depends on how long it lasts. If it only lasts a few hours, yes, it's going to be pretty much disruptive to the whatever hemisphere of the Earth is facing the sun. If it lasted for much longer than that, like 12 or 14 or 16 hours or longer, yes.
People will die because we'll be getting irradiated by soft X-ray,
the face of the Earth, the hemisphere
ultraviolet,
of the Earth that's
some
facing the
gamma.
sun, when that CME or that solar flare comes in, is going to suffer the most extreme damage. And I should say that. Go ahead.
If everything gets fried, you mean fried to the point where we'd have to rebuild?
How many motherfucking times you gotta tell you, dude?
Gone? And
yeah, gone, man. Fried.
Well, it depends on the severity. And
how much amplitude?
I think that we're looking at we're learning each day that goes by. We've had solar satellites up observing the sun.
That's
for
right.
a number of decades now, and
Solo,
every year we're learning more about how truly
stereo.
dynamic the sun really is. So I think that we might be faced with the possibility of something even, say, an order of magnitude beyond the Carrington event, and in that case, we've got some major trouble.
Yes, we do. Our magnetic field's flipping.
Some of what you've described, and according to what I've read, happens in other planets in our solar system all the time.
All the planets are going through hell, man.
It doesn't.
That's in the data too. That's kind of easy to see for yourself.
It's a very interesting conversation. Randall Carlson, thank you so much for joining us.
Randall is one of the best professors on the planet. I'm sorry.
Perhaps some of the
but he does not. He don't have it like Doug Vogt does. Doug Vogt's got the deal. He's actually got it. I mean, Professor Vogt's actually got the deal. This man right here. There's I think 30 videos, and it takes you quite a while.
I'm Douglas Vogt from the Diehold
This would be my,
and this is
13th, 14th time
Series
restart.
4, Part 5A, which will cover the hard way, specifically how to survive this polar-reversal cataclysm.
This guy's not asking for shit.
There'll be a Part B to this thing, because when I was doing the script, I came up, I had like about 85 or 90 PowerPoint slides, and I said, that's too much. That would be like an hour, hour and a half of.
But we don't mind, Professor.
Talking, and I thought it was too much for anybody. I try to keep these things like a half hour to 45 minutes to make it easy for you. Anyway,
he does a good class, the best.
It's going to be 5A and 5B. 5A, this one is going to be why I think this reversal is going to happen during the next Gleisberg cycle,
which is coming right up
between September and December 2046. That's really important. If I can prove that, or why I think it, you'll understand why I'm doing these videos, and you'll understand the pressure we're all on. And anyway, you'll get the idea.
Professor, I'm sorry. When he says we're all on, with the pressure we're all on, man. Okay, that's why I'm so proud of Diamond, from my professor and teacher, mentor, and his science and all the hard science, because of his statement in the beginning of his video. I thought that took honor. It was the right thing to fucking do. It was badass, dude. I mean, keep it up, man. Now, I see it. All of us need to, maybe these professors, man, they need to get in one group, man, and figure it out. It's a puzzle. They almost have it. I think if they all start meeting together, that, I mean, there's a lot more of them too. I got to show you one more though. This is very important study, or you'll never understand any of it. All right, I got to go way the fuck back too. Most of all this stuff's important, but this is all my study. This guy's pretty important. I mean, there's one with Dr. Shah. He's important. I mean, you have to, Dr. Shah, he does the great explanation on the freaking pyramids in Egypt, and his credentials speak for themselves, man. God rest this guy's soul. He was very knowledgeable guy to get you to think, you know, philosophically, you know. So, and Joe Rogan, I think he's the most reasonable dude on the fucking planet, really. And Joe, you know, teaching you the animals. Irwin, man, you got to have him in your science dialogue, man, you know. So, this guy here, this guy really made me freaking aware of the bugs and shit because they're just not there. Jesse, I don't know he's much of a scientist, but he speaks the truth and he let us know about what they're doing inside. This guy here speaks common sense. I highly recommend every video you can ever get a chance to catch him in. And I do believe he has a video set on there as well on how to behave, man, and get things done. These are fascinating. This Georgia Guidestones, whoever wrote this shit was a creep. They knew what was coming. This guy here, I like him, man. He comes up with some cool shit, but sometimes he rambles too much. I want to the point, dude. But I like your show. I like this guy. He's cool. You know. Oh, shit. Sorry. Randall Carlson. See, these guys are teaching classes. See that? Free. She's teaching a class for free. Teaching a class for free. Another class. That's all. You know. Not easy shit. And then these are important. Submarine canyons, man. Let's see that. You should go to UPS. Oh, shit, I hate when it does that, man. Oh, this guy right here. You can find him, man. I mean, he was fantastic. He did about 8, 10, 12 videos, but he never explained how they happened. I think he was too afraid. He knows what's going on, too, I think, you know. He's just too afraid. These interviews were great. That was the badass interview. Another one, Randall Carlson, and said, hey, they all got up and agreed that, hey, we can't leave the sun out of the equation. We can't leave anything out of the equation because whatever these guys are finding all over the world is pretty bad. We need to get prepared. Bram in another video. I mean, these guys do great. This guy just knows his shit. I'm sorry, he's not even a scientist. So, I mean, he's a philosopher, but he's a scientist to me. I would call him, if I met him in person, I'd call him Professor Hancock. Thank you for teaching me all these years, man, because he's been on it for many years, man. For a great mentor. I'm so glad he doesn't do ancient aliens. And I wouldn't, this guy here, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I think he should wipe his ass with his PhD because it ain't worth a shit. To me, I mean, I would be embarrassed to say what that guy says and call myself a fucking goddamn professor. You gotta be kidding me. Ridiculous. I mean, really bad. You gotta learn about the Lake Superior copper because it's deep history. You know, you gotta just know some of this shit so it all makes a big picture. Not to mention all the our ancestors that left markings all over the place that can be proven in a laboratory by Dr. Prat and his cronies, if they're cronies. Let's see, this lady, she's got a good, interesting concept about stuff too, man. Makes you think, and you know, but she's really mathematical, man. It's way over my head, but you know, I think she pointed out that the Earth is suffering from normally we have a pole, the sun is on 11.08 or not 08, I think. Sun cycle, sun spots, and sun minimum. Okay, so in 22 years the thing flips. But I think she said that I have to watch it again. But I'm thinking she's leaning more like we got 4 magnetic things going on the sun, and they might flip and cause trouble. Whatever. And a kid asked a question in Professor Davidson's class. Suspicious observers about this thing, I think. I don't even know if that's fucking accurate. It's like hard to think about, but it makes sense with the magnetic stuff, I guess. This young lady, she really surprised me, man. It's like that lady, she's just a kid. She knew a lot of stuff. You know, like she's been studying just like the rest of us, man. Reading journals and papers. thanks to him, probably. But anyway, this was a joke. Right here, there's our Tektites that World War II, blowing off nuclear bombs, man. You know they crossed the helix axis or some shit or something, pinched and making the atomic explosion out in the islands that made a big hole, and they can't go there no more because it's ruined. So yeah, that's fucked up shit. That's when they started to learn about these, what they do. The sun can only create that because of a nuclear fucking explosion. Alright, this guy, rabbi, man, he talks nice and calm, and he makes sense, actually, really, if you think about it. I mean, don't look at it in the Christian way, just look at it as a common sense, I guess. Tamitha, Professor Schoh, she's bomb ass, and who can't watch every episode about Egypt, okay? I mean, it's sad that these are the only real videos or information you can find about this stuff. This is Hiroshima and fucking Nagasaki, and I suggest you freaking watch them because you won't believe how many people suffered and died in that mess, okay? I mean, unbelievable. I mean, just the carnage that human beings could do in this shit, and, this guy, you don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Neil, you need a new job, dude. You ain't talking any science ever. This guy here, Dr. Greer, I really like him, man, because he went into the whole fucking thing about UFOs, and the whole research brought him down a different avenue, man. The UFO thing brought him into the crooked deep state, man, which is interesting. This guy here is almost on to what he's got, but I think he's too afraid to say so. Okay? Same with this dude, same with him. They're both saying the same thing, but he's afraid. This guy has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. And I suggest that he wipe his ass with his PhD too. Oops. And if you can find any information on this cat, let me tell you something. Mike Wallace was something else. I remember him as a kid. Man, this guy was solid, all right? Okay? He was news. If he come on you with the camera and the mic, you was worse than the FBI because you knew we were in trouble if he's coming for you. But he knew what the fuck was happening. Let's see. Oh, hey, this is a farmer guy. He led me down a few directions too. Because, farmers also, they have to know what the sun does to make money, man. So this guy's pretty talented. I like his stuff a lot. And see who's this goofball. Science, NASA. Got to have some NASA in there to see if they correlate. You know what I liked about this guy? He's like me. He gets on there. He's aware about it. And he's trying not to give too much any bad information. He's just letting his friends know to say something's going on with the sun, man. I'll let these guys get to the science for you, Anyway, this guy, I remember him when I was maybe in high school. He was messing around with magnetic fields, okay, and plants, man, and the effects magnetic fields have on plant growth, and bring the nutrition back. So I got an idea for my greenhouse that my brother and I are going to make here soon. Candace, she thinks reasonable. I like reasonable thinkers, man. She's just got a good thinker, She should be a scientist. Go to school for science, young lady. Forget about this fucking government because they're a waste. All right, listen. Look, this guy's pretty cool. I mean, Willie, I mean, he makes sense, but he don't bring any papers like these guys do, but he's already written a lot of papers, and you can look them up and read them. But I think you should bring his papers and evidence better like these guys do, Let's see, who's this? I'm not sure who that guy is. But that's this is a guy who's this guy here. He's fantastic. If you want to know about infrared spectroscopy, and how that works, how the tools they use, the instruments, the wavelengths, all of it. And here's my electrical teacher, man. It's more like electrical physics, man. It's where I learned about how Mr. Los Alamos was telling the truth. I wish he would do something like that because I'll tell you what, this guy is probably like Dr. Prat at that level. Because, I mean, he just knows his shit about electric magnetic currents and everything, how it all works, which way they go, and, you know, amplitude and load, and, you know, and it don't really have crazy numbers in it, but sometimes he does. He explains it in a great way where you understand it. Okay, so I could, you know, took my basic electrical knowledge, you know, like messing with house wire and TV sets and capacitors and little stuff, but this guy's speaking the big universe shit sometimes, telling you how the carrier wave works so that you understand Planck's time and this dude's shit. But I had to study him for a long time. I mean, I watched his videos 40 times over and over. Send him questions, he'd send them back. He'd make a test. I'd fail, pass, fail some, pass some. It is what it is, you know, but hey, I got better and I understand it way better now. Just saying that this guy right here, Matt Anderson, man, Professor Matt Anderson is fantastic. And let's see. This guy's great at going through all that stuff too. Equalization and pressure and hydrostatic stuff, and making you understand how atoms work and shit. I'm really going into detailed class. Another class teacher that says, you know, doing a great job giving you the education on the equalization of water and how it works and moves land mass. This guy's here is engineering and form evidence, and, you know, grabbing all your stuff. These guys got 30 classes on their thing, and they're all deep lectures that you can understand. Let's see. Radiation, you got to know electromagnetic radiation. You have to watch a few of these dudes so that you understand that this guy's not bullshitting, okay? This guy probably taught him, who's teaching me, you know, and are advancing or freshening me up, I would say, but really into the really hard science of it, I think. But it's not that complicated, man. It's just, you know, I don't know. I just know how it works. Let's see. This guy's great. You're going to have to know all this shit, too, before you can make... You got to know how RF signals work. He'll explain it. Right here. Professor Matt Anderson. And, you know, he's pretty cool, man. He's not pushy. He lets you ask a question, explains it to you, draws the lines. That's fantastic. That gives me a good visual of how space is working. Thanks to this man, the master. And, you know, because he's putting it out on paper. He's showing you, and you know, if you got a question and you get stuck, he helps you along and figure, you know, sometimes, some shit you won't get, but, you know, it is what it is. This is right here, radiation. You got to know all this stuff to understand what the fuck is going on. Okay, you got to understand about isotopes and bone fragments and other materials, and you have to know what Moses was fucking talking about in the Torah. You have to understand Genesis, or you don't get a complete fucking picture of really what's going on, because you got fucking morons like him right here. I mean, I respect them, Doc, I do. I just think they're in it for the wrong reason, or they're scared. Pussies, you know? This guy here, I found him interesting. He's a deep guy there. I have to watch him a few more times to understand. He's the one who brought the electromagnet or the electricity into the play years ago. I remember, man, he put up with a lot of slack, man. 25 years now. I've been watching him try to put this together for 25 years until the other guy came along. And right here, she's brilliant. I mean, Thunderbolt Project again. You got Cosmic Super Suspicious Observers. Ben Davis is a fantastic teacher, top notch. He brings the paperwork, you know. Yeah, but I just think that I wish they would add the data, or not the data with the technology, so that people understand. Okay, not everybody's up to date. And I'll tell you, this goes out to Ben. I hope you watch this whole thing, because I think I did pretty good, actually. But anyway, Ben, them professors, man. I mean, dude. Anyway, you did great, man. Anyway, Ben, you're a great teacher, man, and I really appreciate it. And, you know, just thank you, man. It's like, I'm sorry I nag you all the time with my questions, but, man, you answer them all the time, man. straight ahead, straight to the science, okay? No thinking around, right to the fucking point, you know? I like that. And then, you know, anyway, Professor Vogt's got the whole thing together. For me, I mean, it's the only one, they're all close. Let me tell you some stupid ones to stay away from. Please, because some of these are fucking horrible, man. They're like mind polluters, man. You can't watch them. This guy he's alright. Mavstar's good. He's trying to, I'm sorry, one more. This guy in England, he's trying to get this device together, the muon. I think he's got quite a few. He's making his own magnetic readings. Heads up. Mavstar, I like him. He tries to get it on there, man. And when he's wrong, he says, shit, I fucked up, man. I was wrong, right? Mr. MBB, I like he shows us the clouds all over the planet. So that's pretty freaking cool that guy does that, you know, and people send him the pictures of the clouds. So we get a good idea as scientists to know what the fuck we're looking at all over the planet, you know, from the ground. And Tamitha is the absolute...
The Part B will have...
It's her turn, Professor. Sorry.
I'm actually monitoring it just behind me. I've got a slightly different setup today, so now the chat monitor is right behind me.
Giving you a freaking
but I'm still
college course
go live.
right here on YouTube.
Okay, here's starting live.
And she's telling you if she don't know it, we're all learning it together, and we like that.
And I should be live. So it's 15 seconds live. Let's hope.
Tough on spelling.
It should come on any second, guys.
Well,
good, I'm seeing it start.
But anyway, I just wanted to share this stuff and tell all you guys you're doing a great job, and I think you're dead on it.
Okay?
Have a great night.
Does everybody have audio on 2
I hope everybody watches Professor Skov's Sun course, because it's actually Sun-Earth correlation. She's going to teach you angstrom. She's going to teach you magnetic fields. She's going to teach you about Z-pinches, X-ray, soft X-ray, hard X-ray, everything. Pretty much she knows about the sun. And sometimes we show her some stuff, I think.
There are a couple people
Merry
who are asking
Christmas.
me about solar